You stare at your phone in the quiet room. No new messages appear on the screen. The silence of the walls is sudden and deafening. You realize in this very moment that you are completely on your own. No one is coming to rescue you from your current life. The heavy blanket of isolation sits on your chest like cold iron. The small bedroom feels like a closing tomb. It is a terrifying realization that makes your pulse race. You feel abandoned by the world. Your friends have moved on to other things. Your family is distant and distracted. The crowd has left you behind in the dark. You can hear the slow, rhythmic dripping of a faucet down the hall. It is easy to fall into despair. It is easy to believe that your life is over. But this silence is not a curse. It is the greatest threshold you will ever cross. Most people spend their entire lives fleeing from this silence. They fill the void with meaningless noise. They seek constant validation from strangers online. They cling to toxic relationships just to avoid being alone. They run from the mirror because they fear the person looking back. They cannot stand the weight of their own thoughts. But the Stoic looks directly into the void. The Stoic understands that isolation is a crucible. In this quiet place, your illusions are stripped away. You are left with nothing but your own mind. This is where your true strength is born. You must realize that having nobody is a rare gift. It is the moment you stop relying on external props. You no longer need the applause of others to walk straight. You no longer need a hand to hold to cross the street. You are forced to stand on your own 2 feet. Let the world turn its back on you. Let the phone stay silent. Let the room grow cold. This is your training ground. This is where you build the fortress that nothing can breach. Wisdom teaches us that the crowd is fickle. Courage reminds us that we are enough. We must face the quiet night with a steady heart. The journey begins in the absolute dark. It begins when you finally accept the silence. You are alone. Now your real life can finally begin. This is the moment you discover who you truly are. You will find that you are much stronger than you ever believed. Wisdom teaches us that the crowd is fickle. Courage reminds us that we are enough. We must face the quiet night with a steady heart. The journey begins in the absolute dark. It begins when you finally accept the silence. You are alone. Now your real life can finally begin. This is the moment you discover who you truly are. You will find that you are much stronger than you ever believed. Let us deconstruct the crisis of your isolation. You must separate the external chaos from your internal mind. The silence of your phone is an external event. The absence of people in your life is an external reality. You cannot force people to love you. You cannot force them to call you. You cannot control their opinions or their physical presence. Trying to control these things is a recipe for deep misery. It is like trying to hold back the ocean tide with your bare hands. Instead, look inward to your internal citadel. This is the unshakable fortress of your mind. Outside the walls, the cold winter wind is howling. The world is indifferent to your pain. But inside the fortress, you are the absolute master. The rough stone walls of your mind can withstand any storm. Your thoughts are your own. Your choices are your own. Your character is your own. This is the core of Stoic wisdom. When you have nobody, you still have yourself. You must cultivate a deep self-reliance. This is the virtue of temperance. It is the self-restraint to stop begging for attention. It is the discipline to sit quietly in an empty room without losing your mind. The vast empty horizon before you is not a wasteland. It is a blank canvas. You are no longer chained to the expectations of others. You do not have to perform for an audience. You do not have to wear a mask to fit in. You are finally free to seek truth. The internal citadel is not a place of sad exile. It is a sanctuary of ultimate power. When you retreat into this space, you discover a profound truth. The opinion of the crowd is completely worthless. The approval of others is a temporary shadow. Your own self-respect is the only thing that lasts. Stand firm inside your walls. Let the storm rage outside. You are safe within your own mind. You possess the key to your own freedom. Nobody can take that away from you. You are your own protector. Consider the heavy weight of history. 2,000 years ago, a man sat in a dark military tent. The cold winter wind rattled the heavy canvas. Outside, the frozen ground of the northern frontier was silent. This man was Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor of the entire Roman world. He possessed unlimited power and massive wealth. Yet he was profoundly alone. His closest friends had betrayed him. His wife was distant. His body was racked with constant physical pain. He could hear the scratching of his wooden quill on dry parchment. He wore heavy bronze armor that bruised his tired shoulders. He was surrounded by thousands of soldiers, yet he was completely isolated in his duties. He had no one to share his deepest thoughts with. He did not cry out to the heavens. He did not curse his fate. Instead, he wrote down his private thoughts to keep himself sane. He reminded himself that human lives are like leaves falling from autumn trees. He reminded himself that the people who praised him today would forget him tomorrow. He realized that his imperial crown was just a piece of metal. He understood that his true duty was to his own character. He found solace in the virtue of courage. He stood like a rocky cliff against the crashing waves of the Danube River. The water beat against him, but he did not move. He accepted his isolation as his duty. If the Emperor of Rome could find strength in absolute loneliness, so can you. Your modern struggle is no different. The setting has changed, but the human heart remains the same. You must adopt the same iron mindset. Write your own rules in the dark. Stand firm in your own silent tent. Carry your heavy armor with quiet dignity. You are part of a long lineage of silent warriors. Do not let the quietness of your life make you weak. Let it make you steady. Let it make you wise. Let us expose the modern psychological delusion. We live in an era of hyper-connection, yet we are more isolated than ever before. You are trapped in an infinite digital maze. You scroll through endless feeds of curated lives. You hear the high-pitched digital ping of notifications. Your fingers tap against the cold glass screen. You chase the cheap dopamine of likes and views. This is a dangerous mind trap. It tricks you into believing you are connected. In reality, it only deepens your isolation. It makes you addicted to the validation of strangers. When the screen goes black, the illusion shatters. The cold reality of your empty room returns with a vengeance. You feel a deep panic because you have forgotten how to be alone. You have turned your solitude into a disease. You view isolation as a personal failure. You believe that if nobody is watching you, you do not exist. This is a modern sickness. The ancient Stoics warned against this dependency. They knew that a man who cannot be alone is a slave. He is a slave to the opinions of others. He is a slave to the digital algorithms. He is a slave to his own restless mind. Break this digital chain. Put down the cold glass rectangle. Understand that your worth is not measured by a digital number. Your value is not determined by how many people text you back. True connection starts with yourself. If you are at war with your own mind, no amount of friends will save you. If you hate your own company, you will always be lonely in a crowd. Stop fleeing from your own thoughts. Face the silence without the digital noise. Let the panic wash over you, and then let it pass. It is only a phantom. You are stronger than a digital ghost. Real strength is built in the offline world. It is built in the quiet corners of your actual life. This brings us to the great turning point. It is the concept of amor fati. This means the love of one's fate. You must not merely tolerate your isolation, you must learn to love it. You must turn the heavy iron of your loneliness into pure gold. This is the ultimate Stoic reversal. The obstacle is the path. The absence of people is your greatest opportunity. When you have nobody, you have no distractions. You have no drama to drain your precious energy. You have no peer pressure to lead you astray. You have the ultimate freedom to rebuild your life from scratch. Imagine stepping out onto a high mountain peak. The air is thin and freezing. The wind is roaring in your ears. There is no one else in sight. This is not a tragedy. It is a moment of supreme clarity. You can see for miles in every direction. You are no longer trapped in the valley of social noise. You are free to choose your own direction. Love this quiet crucible. Use this time to read deep books. Use this time to train your physical body. Use this time to master a difficult skill. Let your work be your close companion. Let your progress be your silent friend. When you embrace your fate, your energy shifts. You stop projecting desperation. You stop begging for crumbs of attention. You become a self-contained sun. You radiate your own light and warmth. You do not need to seek others. Others will eventually be drawn to your steady flame. But until they arrive, enjoy the warmth of your own fire. Love the quiet. Love the struggle. Love your fate. It is the only path to true peace. When you love your fate, you become invincible. No change of fortune can destroy your spirit. You are complete within yourself. To survive and thrive in this state, you must implement 3 concrete rules tomorrow morning. Rule number 1 is the morning mirror audit. As soon as you wake up, look directly into your own eyes. Do not touch your phone. Speak one harsh truth to yourself. Acknowledge that you are alone and accept it. Splash cold water on your face. Feel the freezing weight of reality waking you up. This grounds you in the present moment. Rule number 2 is the fast from validation. For the next 30 days, do not seek approval from anyone. Do not post on social media. Do not text people just to see if they still care. Practice the shield of silence. If someone speaks to you, listen intently, but do not boast. Keep your achievements to yourself. Let your progress be your private victory. This builds the virtue of temperance. It starves your ego and feeds your soul. Rule number 3 is the independent walk. Every afternoon, walk for 30 minutes in absolute silence. Walk with heavy, deliberate footsteps on the gravel path. Do not wear headphones. Do not listen to music or podcasts. Look at the straight, narrow path cutting through the trees. Feel the wind on your skin. Listen to the rustle of the leaves. This exercise trains your mind to be content with its own company. It teaches you that the world is beautiful even when you are walking through it alone. These 3 rules are not easy. They require deep courage and discipline. But they will transform your isolation into an unshakable superpower. You will become independent of the world. You will no longer seek permission to exist. You will walk your own path with total confidence. We must close our journey by looking at the ultimate truth. We must face memento mori. This is the constant reminder of your own mortality. In the grand theater of existence, you entered this world alone. When your time is up, you will leave this world alone. No one can die for you. No one can take your final breath. When you look at life through this heavy lens, your current loneliness loses its sting. The opinions of others fade into light dust slipping through your fingers. The silence of your room is nothing compared to the eternal silence of the grave. Why do you waste your brief time weeping over a silent phone? Why do you beg for the attention of mortals who will also soon be dust? Look up at the limitless starlit sky. Your life is a single tiny spark in an infinite dark cosmos. Do not waste that spark in misery. Live with absolute justice and courage right now. Be your own savior. If you enjoyed this deep exploration, subscribe to our channel to join our silent brotherhood of thinkers. Watch our next video to continue building your internal citadel. Remember the lesson of the quiet room. You stare at your phone in the quiet room. The screen is dark, but your mind is now filled with light. You are alone, and you have never been stronger. Walk forward into the silence with your head held high. Your destiny is waiting for you.